It was dark already, so Ikechukwu gave up and was about to turn to the direction of his home when he spotted an antelope from afar. He brought out his gun and aimed at the antelope and was about to shoot when suddenly the antelope turned into a beautiful young girl. Welcome to Iyagba's Epic Tales. The title of today's story is The Antelope Princess and the Ninth Curse. Once upon a time, in a kingdom in the heart of eastern Nigeria, lived a king called King Ikuku. The royal family consists of the king, his queen, Queen Adaeze, and two daughters, Princess Adaeze and Princess Isioma. Queen Adaeze wasn't King Ikuku's first wife. His first queen and wife died when Princess Adaeze, their daughter, was little and only 3 years old. Adaeze was the personal handmaiden to the first queen and was very close and loyal to her. And so, the first queen on her dying bed had handed over her little daughter to Adaeze to take care of, and pleaded with her husband King Ikuku to marry Adaeze. As it was the dying wish of his wife, King Ikuku obliged, making Adaeze queen after the first queen's demise. Before Adaeze became queen, she was a sweet and humble woman, but everything changed after her new position. The once humble, calm and nice palace maid was now pompous, rude, and looked down on the other maidens of the palace. What was more heartbreaking was that her attitude also changed towards little Princess Adaeze. She had shown the little princess much love and care when she was the personal maid to Princess Adaeze's mother. But now, she despised the little girl and always stopped the palace maids from attending to the princess whenever the king was away or not watching. Her ill treatment towards Princess Adaeze increased when she had her own daughter, Princess Isioma. This continued until the girls grew and became beautiful young maidens. King Ikuku loved his first daughter and never hesitated to show it, and this made Queen Adaeze more angry. She would say things and come up with false stories in a bid to turn the king against Princess Adaeze. But King Ikuku's love for his first daughter remained unshaken. Princess Isioma was like her mother, proud and disrespectful to everyone around her. And that was why, when she died suddenly from a brief illness, everyone in the palace didn't mourn her that much, except for her mother, who wailed and cried uncontrollably. King Ikuku was also sad. No man would want to bury his child, no matter how bad the child was. It had been a bad week for Ikechukwu, a young hunter. The week had been an unlucky week for him. He had not caught any game. Ikechukwu was angry and exhausted. He had stayed longer in the forest that day with the hope that he would be able to catch at least any small animal which would be slowly retiring to its hideout for the night. But he didn't find any. It was dark already, so Ikechukwu gave up and was about to turn to the direction of his home when he spotted an antelope from afar. He brought out his gun and aimed at the antelope and was about to shoot when suddenly the antelope turned into a beautiful young girl. Ikechukwu was shocked. He rubbed his face with his palm as a way of trying to clean his eyes. He took a look at the antelope again, but there it was, a young, beautiful maiden. Maybe I saw the wrong thing the first time. It wasn't an animal I saw, Ikechukwu said to himself and made his way home. However, on his way home, Ikechukwu kept thinking about the young maiden he had seen in the forest. What was a young maiden doing in the forest at such an hour of the night, all by herself? Ikechukwu thought. I should have waited to find out why she was there alone instead of leaving, he said. So, Ikechukwu turned and went back to the forest and the spot where he had seen the strange maiden. But she was no longer there. The next day, Ikechukwu still did not catch any game and decided to stay longer at the forest. But not because he was hopeful that he would catch any animal, but because he wanted to see if he would see the strange girl he had seen the previous night before. While he waited, Ikechukwu spotted an antelope again. He lifted his gun and was going to shoot it when the antelope transformed into the same strange girl he had seen the previous night. Ikechukwu was sure this time around that he had not seen wrong the day before, and confirmed that the maiden was strange. Meanwhile, back at the palace of King Ikuku, Princess Adaeze had changed. The once calm and well-behaved princess was now rude and acted so much alike like her late sister, Princess Isioma. Surprisingly, Queen Yagazie started treating Princess Adaeze well, just like she treated her late daughter, despite the change and now rude behavior of Princess Adaeze. This was a mystery to everyone around, as they could not explain the whole drama. Back to Ikechukwu, he followed the strange maiden from a distance. He wanted to know where she was going to and maybe know who she was. The strange maiden kept walking and Ikechukwu trailed her in the dark. Soon, she got to the river bank and sat there. Then, the strange girl began crying and singing. From her song, Ikechukwu could hear her calling out to her father to come save her and rescue her from the ninth curse. Ikechukwu wondered what the ninth curse was and reasoned that she might need help. He wanted to go speak with her, but he was scared and just stood there. The crow of the cock startled Ikechukwu and woke him up. Ikechukwu realized that it was morning. He didn't know when he had slept off. He looked towards the river bank, but the strange girl was no longer there. Ikechukwu headed back home. However, he returned to the forest again, this time late in the night, as he had abandoned his hunting for that day. And the same thing happened. The girl transformed from an antelope and started going towards the river bank. She arrived there and began crying and singing again. Whilst the maiden sang, Ikechukwu summoned the courage this time to go confront the strange girl. Who are you? Are you an animal, a human, or a spirit? Ikechukwu inquired. The strange girl told Ikechukwu that she is human, but that her stepmother, out of hatred for her, had placed an evil curse on her, which made her transformed into an antelope during the day and back to a different human being at night. And that is why she is always at the river bank, hoping that her father would hear her cry someday from their village and come for her, as she cannot cross over on her own. When Ikechukwu asked who her stepmother was and where she had come from, the strange girl replied that her name was Adaeze and that she is the first daughter of King Ikuku, the king of the third village at the other end of the river bank. Ikechukwu felt pity for her and promised to cross the river by morning and go help Princess Adaeze look for her father and bring him to her. Ikechukwu did as he promised. It took him 2 days after he had crossed the river to get to Princess Adaeze's village. When he got the opportunity to see and speak with King Ikuku, he told him everything Princess Adaeze had told him. But King Ikuku, alongside the elders who were with him, called Ikechukwu a madman. "Go away, you liar and cheat. Princess Adaeze is here and has been here with us," they all said. However, Chief Amechi, the oldest amongst the chiefs and one with great wisdom, called the king in private and spoke to him. He told the king that he perceived that the young hunter might be saying the truth, as Queen Yagazie and Princess Adaeze, who was currently in the palace, had been exhibiting an opposite behavior, different from the one everyone knew of them. He advised that the king take some guards and escorts with him and go see the said strange girl. King Ikuku, being one who had learned to trust the judgment of Chief Amechi over the years, did as the elderly man advised. Ikechukwu led the king and the guards to the river bank where Princess Adaeze usually go to every night to cry. When Princess Adaeze saw her father, she ran to him in excitement and hugged him. And immediately, the spell broke and she transformed back into her real self. Princess Adaeze was brought back to her village and back to the palace. As they entered the palace, everyone stared in confusion because they were saying to Princess Adaeze. Queen Yagazie, who was now uncomfortable, tried to run out of the palace. But then a strange light struck her and the fake Princess Adaeze who had been in the palace, and they fell to the ground. As they fell, the fake Princess Adaeze immediately transformed into Princess Isioma, leaving everyone more confused as Princess Isioma had been dead for over a year. Queen Yagazie confessed that she had tried to kill Princess Adaeze so that her own daughter Isioma could be the only heir to the throne. But the juju priest she had consulted to help her with her plan told her that Princess Adaeze could not be killed. So instead, they placed an evil spell on her, which made her transformed into an antelope during the day and back to a different human at night. They also confessed that they took her far away from the kingdom where she would not be able to return. She went further to reveal that they made Princess Isioma look as Princess Adaeze to everyone after faking her death, so she would be the one to take over the throne thereafter. After confessing, King Ikuku was enraged and was about to pronounce a judgment of banishment on the evil mother and daughter when they both transformed into antelopes. The antelope mother and child were thrown out of the village, never to be heard of again. King Ikuku rewarded Ikechukwu handsomely, and many years later, when King Ikuku was full of age and passed on, Princess Adaeze got married and ruled with her husband. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story. Did you learn anything from this story? I would like to know. Please share in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video. Bye.